স্বাগত দর্শকবৃন্দ, আমি সুপ্রিয় আছি আপনাদের সাথে এবং আমার সাথে রয়েছে বাংলাদেশের প্রথম ইন্টারন্যাশনাল গেমিং চ্যাম্পিয়ন রূপল জামান। তিনি 2023 সালে ওভারওয়াচ লিগ চ্যাম্পিয়নশিপ জিতেছিল। রূপল, ওয়েলকাম টু আওয়ার শো।
Thank you. Salam alaikum.
সো রূপল, টেল আস সামথিং অ্যাবাউট ইউর লাইফ।
So I was born in Minnesota in the U.S. My parents are both Bangladeshi, so that makes me a second generation Bangladeshi American. Um, I have one older brother. His name is Rishav, and we've both been playing games since we were really little. And so because of that, I made it my career.
সো হাউ ডিড ইউ স্টার্টেড ইউর গেমিং?
When I was really young, probably like 5 or 6, my parents bought myself and my brother Nintendo DS, and we would play it all the time in the car, at home, before bed. So we would always be playing games. And as I got older, I just kept playing games. I swapped to like consoles, like PS3, Xbox. But eventually, I got a computer, and I started playing games on my computer, which led me to find Overwatch on the PC. At first, I actually didn't have the game. I would play it on my brother's computer. He'd be away at university, and I would sneak into his room and play Overwatch on his computer. And one day he caught me. He found me on his computer in his chair, and he told me, "Okay, I'll just give you my account. I don't really play it anyway." And so I started playing a lot of Overwatch on his account, just in my own room now. I didn't have to sneak around, which is good. And this was around 2016 when the game came out. I was just playing for fun, not taking anything seriously. But then in 2020, when there was the pandemic, I had a lot of extra time, and I didn't have to go to school in person. So because of all that extra time, I was like, okay, let me find something to do. So I like playing Overwatch, and I was already a high-ranked player, so I started playing the game a lot more. And I ended up joining an amateur team. And on this amateur team, we played in some small, minor Overwatch tournaments. But eventually, I made it to what's called like Tier 2. So Tier 2 means the second tier of like Overwatch competitive, where there's like actually money involved and good teams, and all the players are really high ranked. And it was at this level where I gained a lot of recognition.
So as you have told about your gaming experience from your start to now, so as you are a really professional Overwatch player, so tell us about your achievement in Overwatch.
So my first achievement would be getting a scholarship to university for playing Overwatch, which then helped me meet people and become like more recognized in the scene. And in 2022, I got contacted by a team called the Florida Mayhem, and they're a team in the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is the top 20 best teams in the world. And so all the best players from around the world, from America, from South Korea, China, and all over Europe, all the best players play in the Overwatch League. And I got contacted by Florida Mayhem, and I joined them. So that's my first big achievement. In 2022, we didn't win anything important, but in 2023, we won the championship, the World Finals, which led to us winning the team $1 million. So it was a big achievement, not just for myself, but for the whole team.
So we would like to also know about your struggle and obstacles you have faced in your early life.
So one of the biggest struggles was actually my parents, because they obviously didn't support me just sitting at home playing games. They would shut off my computer and turn off the internet, make it really hard for me, because I'd be up really late at night, not doing my homework, not like looking at school related things, and just playing games, which obviously, maybe not the best idea at the time. But once I got into the collegiate level and got a scholarship, my parents were a lot more supportive of me. Another struggle I think I had was on Florida Mayhem. I felt very different, because I'm obviously a Bangladeshi international, but on that team, there's 5 players per team, and 4 of them were all Korean. So they didn't speak the language that I spoke, so I had to learn along with them. They learned English, and I learned a little bit of Korean. to communicate with them. So that was one of my biggest struggles, but I made it work.
So have you any experience with any Bangladeshi fans of you around the world?
Yeah, there's been a lot of Overwatch events the past few years, in America, Canada, and in Europe, and in all those places I've had a lot of Bangladeshi fans come up to me, and really support me. I was pretty surprised by it, especially at my first event, just how many Bangladeshi fans there are, like around the entire world, like no matter where I am, and they ask for autographs and pictures or give me gifts, and it's really kind of them to support me.
So you are here in Bangladesh after 15 years, if I'm not wrong. So how is your experience in this time Bangladesh?
My experience back in Bangladesh so far has been really amazing. I'm here to visit my family and also to attend my cousin's wedding, and it's my first wedding in Bangladesh, and I'm just surprised at how much passion there is. It feels like every day is like a new party, and I don't know when it's gonna end, but I hope it never does. I've had a lot of fun meeting people from Bangladesh that I haven't seen in such a long time. I've also had the opportunity to visit my grandfather's farm in the countryside, which I think was very powerful for me to see where my father grew up and where he's from, because where I'm from is so different. I don't really feel the connection a lot of the time, but I'm happy to be able to see that now.
So how does it feel to be the first Bangladeshi to be an international gaming champion?
I mean, it feels really great, obviously, having that achievement and just a whole nation. I feel like I'm like the gaming representative of Bangladesh, which, kind of niche. And I don't know if people would recognize me if I went out in public, but hopefully one day they do.
So how much possibilities do you see in Bangladeshi gaming industries?
For me, I see a lot of potential, especially recently. I think a lot more Bangladeshi people are getting like computers, which is super important for the gaming industry. I see a lot of them on social media, and obviously people that I've just met, fans in person. One of the like YouTubers I watch a lot is Rafsan. He's a really big Bangladeshi YouTuber and one of the most popular gamers as well. I don't really know many other gamers, but in Bangladesh, but Rafsan is definitely somebody I would want to meet.
So Rupal, would you like to give any kind of advice to the young gamers who are trying to build their career in gaming in Bangladesh especially?
I think the most important thing is just to stay humble and stay cool. When the sun is really hot, it's really easy to melt, and I think a lot of people don't understand that, and you have to put in a lot of effort, a lot of time. It's not something that happens just over a day. It's like, honestly, it's like growing crops, growing bananas. I ate some bananas at my grandfather's farm, and it reminded me like this takes years to polish. It's like any other skill. Gaming is like any other skill, whether it's school or arts. It takes a lot of time and effort, and as long as you stay cool and stay committed to whatever you're doing, you can accomplish it.
So what are your future plans for gaming?
For me, I'm still one of the best Overwatch players in the world, and so I want to compete as long as I can, and in 2025 I want to win the World Championship again.
So thank you Rupal Jaman for coming to the Channel I studio and giving us an awesome interview. তো দর্শক, আজকের এপিসোড আমাদের এই পর্যন্তই। দেখা হবে আগামী কোনো এপিসোডে। ততদিন পর্যন্ত বিদায়।